A majority of the Republicans are fucking stupid anyway, and they want to, they basically consider the January 6th Klan riot to be an act of patriotism, which it's not. So, it should be of a little shock that the American electorate has two distinct interpretations, at least when it comes to current political issues, and perhaps no single event, it turns out, has drawn as divergent opinions as last year's January 6th Capitol Klan riot. Now, the New Republic's special May issue centers on the current state of democracy, both domestically and internationally. As part of the coverage, the news site had conducted a survey with a polling firm from Hart Research Associates basically they want to understand why most people believe the American government is failing, and uncovered some what they call surprising fucking results. In response to whether the United States' current political system needs to see development anywhere from major changes to a complete overhaul, Republicans agreed by 44% and Democrats by 48%. And asked about the confidence that they have in a likely governmental overhaul, only 25% of Republicans and 36% of Democrats have said that they're optimistic about democracy and how it will look different in the next 10 to 20 years. The data revealed America has two distinct interpretations of current political issues. Perhaps the origins of the divergence can be traced to how differently members of the political parties conceive of the nature of our government, and it states a TNN article summarizing the poll's results. For example, Republicans agree by 47% that democracy means the protection of individual rights and liberties, while 22% selected decisions are made by a majority of the citizens. Democrats selected a majority role as their top answer at 29%, but were also split on this decision. As the survey questions go on, the divide between Republicans and Democrats is made strikingly fucking clear. One question asked if a Republican won the next presidential election, would Democrats accept the election result or attempt to overturn it? In response, Democrats will accept the result, while 88% of Democrats agreed, while 79% of Republicans said that Democrats will work to overturn the result. Really? Because that's ass backwards. Technically, the Republicans are the ones trying to overturn the results. Another area that accentuated American political polarization was on questions about current threats to democracy. Now, the majority of Democrats are concerned about the increasing prevalence of the white nationalist groups, and Republicans making voting more difficult for people. Now, Republicans are basically most troubled by the mask-wearing vaccine mandates, and Democrats committing election fraud, when in reality it was Republicans that committed election fraud. Now, both party affiliates agreed that the possibility of political violence posed a real threat to democracy. Now, most Republicans think of January 6th as an act of patriotism, which it's not, at 57%, while 88% of Democrats label it a Klan insurrection. I don't know whether we should take a lot of comfort in knowing that there are still 43% of Republicans who think that was wrong, or despair that it's only 43%, said Guy Molly Mew from the Hart Research Associates for TNR. Asked about what they should do to strengthen democracy, Democrats should be satisfied, or they would be satisfied with the eliminated Electoral College. I agree on that. Eliminating the filibuster, I also agree on that, and making Puerto Rico a state. Now, Republicans differ with preference for reducing absentee voting, limiting early voting times, revamping border security, and a complete shutdown of illegal immigration. Now, both parties agree on limiting the years the Supreme Court justices can serve. Americans on both sides of the aisle found common ground in opposing splitting the country into two separate nations, representing the increasingly divergent values of red and blue. Now, Molly Mew said for TNR that while Americans are angry at each other, they're not ready to literally take their marbles and go to a new home yet. So if you like the video, you can give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, RBW King. You can also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out. And if you want to support my work even further, you can donate to my Patreon link, which you can find in the About section of YouTube. And just for a few bucks a month, you can donate to the Patreon, and it would help further support the work. And thanks for listening.